Hey you guys, it's Bernadette. It's Saturday. I wasn't planning on doing a live stream, but here I am. So I'm going to share this. I brought my laptop in. Hopefully this isn't going to be an issue. And I want to make sure I can see comments, but I did. I did bring my laptop so that I could, actually Bella's laptop, share it. So hopefully this works. Say hello when you guys get here. Hi, Zahora. Hi, Janine. All right, so there's one. Trying to find my button to share. This laptop's like uber slow. So hopefully this works. I can't get it into burning gold. I'm trying. Hold on. How you guys doing? I might have to turn my heater down. Give me a minute. I'm just trying to share this. Bella's in the bath, so I couldn't do it in my room, so I had to bring my laptop thing, her laptop down here. My laptop's a mess. So yeah, who's here? I actually like it because I have the phone here, but I have my laptop there. Hi, Angela. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Frederick. Hi, Lillian. All right. So hopefully I'll be able to see the comments. Hang on a minute, you guys. I apologize. Okay. So the day's okay, yes? You guys doing okay? I was going to go watch another movie, and then I started to hear rumblings of a message coming through. So I thought, I'll just kind of stop for a moment and touch base with you guys and do this live stream, which I'm having a hard time reading comments on my phone. So I have to look over at my laptop. So I apologize. I'm actually going to have to move my laptop too because I can't see it. It's so hard getting old in the dark, right? And here comes my dad. So he's probably going to enter the frame. I forgot to tell him I'm doing a live stream, but that's okay. See? Hi, Dad. All right. So tonight's topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about is how to find the inner strength to keep going, right? Many of you have been having some challenges in life, challenges with just kind of dealing with stuff and getting through life, and it's not been easy. And there's been this little message brewing, right, for the last, 15 minutes that I was trying to figure out what I was going to watch movie-wise, and Spirit's like, nope, you're going to do a live stream. So here I am. Hold on, I got to see this. I had 5 tarot oracle reasons today. Doing good, but so tired. I don't know what that means, Kim. What do you mean you had 5 oracle reasons? All right. Oh, don't mess up the live stream. I don't know what that means. Tell me what that means. I've been contemplating this a lot with people lately. Like, this has been an ongoing message. How, how to find that inner strength, because we struggle with it some days, right? We all struggle with it. This is really irritating that I can't read. My vision is so poor at night. Finally seeing him instead of just hearing him. Oh, 5 oracle readings. That's a lot. 5 of them is a lot. You're giving them? Is that what you're saying? I'm confused. Anyhow, I don't want to get all like too horribly distracted, as it is like it's Saturday. I've been working all day and to get trainings done for you guys, which I did post early release in Burning Gold tonight for you guys. But let me see if I can just sort of translate what they want me to share with you, and what I've been kind of sharing with other people recently with their stuff too. And I've been doing a lot of coaching with people that are hitting these weird places of frustration or confusion or whatever. So I think it's something you guys probably need to hear. A lot of times when we're going through our day-to-day, we just kind of trudge through it, right? Like there are times when we get tired, when we get frustrated, and the energy has been pretty cranked. It's not like the energy's been super easy. Things have been happening like in a condensed amount of time, a lot of things. In one day, we are going through, the peaks and the valleys of emotions, and there's just a lot going on in any given day right now. And like a week feels like a month. Hey, Julie. So there's this whole energy of feeling just, on the tired side. Everybody, by the end of the day, we're just kind of tapped. But when you carry that energy over, it tends to wear you down. And then you reach a point, some people, maybe not all of you, but I'd like to know which ones of you are going through this. You reach a point where you're like, I don't know if I have the energy to keep this up. I don't know if I have the energy to keep going. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore or how I'm going to get through it, right? Like, how do I do it? And that's what Spirit wants me to share with you guys tonight. I'm going to have to put my glasses on to read these comments. Oh, and they're steamed up. Oh, God, why can't I read? Having a really, I can't believe how hard I'm having. Please. Frustrated and roller coaster of emotions. Okay. Yeah. Well, and that's the energy that's happening right now. That's kind of the energy we're all going through, and if you're reacting to it, I don't personalize it. But here's what you need to do, okay? And I apologize if I miss your comments, but the later it gets at night and the darker it becomes, it's harder for me to read. And for whatever reason, I can't read with my reading glasses. And because I'm focusing on this screen, I can't even read what's on my computer screen now. My computer screen, like my laptop's small, but my computer screen at my desk is humongous. Like the size, I think it's like 32 inches. It's huge because my vision's so crappy. So I apologize if I miss your comments. I can see some of them, but I'm having a hard time really reading them. But I will go back, I promise, and read all of them. So one of the things that I was thinking about when Spirit was bringing forth all of these messages about talking to you guys about this is, first and foremost, it's perfectly normal to lose your footing. It's perfectly normal in this kind of energy. And this energy is different than any other time. And that's another thing that you need to accept too, right? And know, like, what we're going through, the changes, the transformations, the shifting, it's a different kind of energy than we've ever had. It's partnered with different emotions and different circumstances than we've ever experienced on this planet at this time. Like, yes, we have had to deal with all kinds of crazy aspects that have not happened in forever or ever in our lifetimes. And we're all having to find our footing. But when things start to happen and we start to wear down and we start to forget our reason for doing things, our why, right? That's when we really, really start to lose the strength to carry on. That's when we get more and more exhausted, which is what I want to talk to you about. A lot of times we focus on the what. What are we doing, right? How are we doing it? We focus on how, we focus on what. We seem to forget the why. And in the times when things have been the hardest, it's been hard emotionally or physically, energetically to get through things. Like he can sneak by. You're so funny. He's laughing as he's walking up the stairs. when we focus on the sort of what am I doing, how am I doing it, we get so lost in that, we forget, why am I doing it? Why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? Why am I listening to so many things? Why am I, what's my why? And that's the thing that we need to pull on. What's your original why? What's the payoff, right? Your why is going to be found in what emotion is being fulfilled. Your why is going to be found in things like, for me, let me just give you my example, because this is how the whole conversation with Spirit started. Someone asked me earlier, like, you work a lot. Like, you pull off from project to project and every day in a week, like, I'm constantly in creation mode. And someone said to me earlier today, like, I don't know how you do it. Like, you're constantly busy. You're constantly working. How do you keep up with all of that? And if I were to sit back and think about that, like, how do I do it? I wouldn't do it. If I were to think about what all was involved in my week or my day and how many tasks I have to take on, if I focused there, I wouldn't be doing live streams for you guys. I wouldn't be creating free trainings for you. I wouldn't be building a new business that will support and be a platform for my daughter's artwork, and for me to have a playground, and also to provide some uplifting, positive, affirmative t-shirts and products and all of that, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to do all of that, let alone stop in the middle of my day, because my day doesn't end at 5 o'clock. That's dinner time. I have to stop what I'm doing and make dinner, and then go back and finish whatever I'm doing. Most of the time, I'm up between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., and I don't have a commute, so I'm right to work, right? I go right to work after I've done my affirmations and my prayers and my intentions. I go right to work. Usually I'm working by 7 a.m., and then I'm taking calls by 8, 9 a.m., depending on what day it is and what time zone my clients are on. I don't stop working until 8 and 9 at night. Like, and people always say to me, like, you're insane. Like, you do this stuff, but it's not hard. You know why? Because I know my why for doing it. My why is wrapped in, I listen to Spirit and I let Spirit direct me. I want to be a vessel for Spirit. That's my why. My why is also that I love my family and they're super important to me, and providing for them is super important to me. Like, that's my why. And the more I produce now, in the long term, the less I'll have to do as I get older. So writing books, right? Putting my work out there, creating something that goes on long past me, making videos that goes long past me. I mean, like, seriously, I've had the conversation with my kids, especially since I had cancer. When I'm gone, I've already written my will and I've set everything up on a legacy system that they get the royalties to my work. They have they own the copyright to my book, to my videos, to all of my material. They have all the passwords. It's all in one place, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But long after I'm gone, they can still do something with what I've already created. That's my why. That's my why. Leave this earth, leave the people that listen to me, that I can attract and that are attracted to me, leave them better than before they met me. That's my why. That's why, and that's how I can get up before sunrise. That's how I can work 14-hour days, 7 days a week. That's how and why I continue to create new things. When you're in the space of knowing your why, right? You know why you're doing it. And your why is based on something you really love. It's really important to you. It's no longer work. It's just life, right? How many of you have something in your in your life that you just love doing? I know when I was younger, it was horses for me. Like, until I owned my ranch, but then I was riding less. But it was riding horses was my thing. Like, you couldn't convince me that riding horses, no matter how many horses a day when I was younger, you couldn't convince me that that was too hard of work. You couldn't convince me, no matter how sweaty, no matter how many stalls I had to clean, no matter how dirty I smelt at the end of the day, you couldn't convince me that that was work. That was play. And the whole thing, the why behind that was the connection with the animal, being completely in love with just the flow and the nature of the horse. Because I am a Chinese horse, plus I'm a Sag. So like me and horses, we're like that. That was always just being in that space of connection was my why. That was before I had kids. Then I had kids and my kids became my why. So what's your why? Why do you do the things you do? Why do you, right? It's also my why now that I don't put up with drama and bullshit from people. Like, I don't play in the realm of drama in my personal life. I won't do it in relationships, whether that's a friendship or a romantic partnership or even business. I don't want to play with drama because it doesn't line up with the why of my life, why I get up in the morning, why I create the things I create, why I'm constantly in a space where I force myself, no matter how distracted I am, to stop in the middle of the day, break, and connect with spirit and do a meditation to clear myself, to ground myself, and to get back like in connection. I do it 3 times a day. First thing when I wake up, middle of the day, and when I go to sleep. I make those touch points with spirit just for me. I'm connected to spirit all day, but it's for everybody else. And if I don't take that time for me, I start to lose my energy. And even that is still based on the why, my original why. Because I want to be a vessel for God, and because I want to create something wonderful and supportive for the people I touch and my family. Everything I do all day, every day, is to fulfill my why. If you can figure out what your why is, your inner strength will be easy to pull upon. In fact, it will just be there. But if you're doing things and you don't even know why you're doing them, you are going to run out of steam. And if you've forgotten why, then you need to reconnect to your why. Otherwise, you're gonna burn out and then you're gonna be angry. And this is what happens in relationships and marriages that fail too. And I can get into that too. Man, my glasses are so dirty. All right, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can read comments. I guess I'm gonna have to do it on my phone. My passion in life was taken away from me. I've never understood why. Dance and horses for me. Well, here's the thing, Jeff. If one thing's taken away from you, it's always going to be replaced with something else. I don't know if I've ever shared this part of my story on a live stream, or how many of you know, like, what happened, what was going on in my life when I found out that my daughter was molested. One of the other really big passions of mine when I was younger, aside from horses, was writing songs and singing. That was my thing when I was in my 20s. And I've written poetry and lyrics, and I played piano, I played guitar, I played the cello, I played the violin, and I wrote my own music and did all kinds of stuff. And it came naturally to me, and I loved it. I still love to sing. But I was in the studio recording Sandcastle Dreams, and I can't remember the name of the other song right now, Step by Step. I was in the studio recording all of that, which was this whole weird manifestation thing that happened. And this is when I was in my 20s. I was in the studio the night that Brindy was molested. She was on a visitation, and it was after my divorce. And I didn't find out about it for a little bit, but after we had finished the recording, I had been offered a deal with an indie label and stuff after I found out. I had to make the decision. Do I take this and pursue my singing career and music, everything I loved, because I was waitressing, 2 jobs at that time, or do I take care of my kid? And I walked away from singing. I walked away so much so, I stopped writing songs. I stopped all because I blamed it on me. But that was my love. And I was brokenhearted on so many levels. First of all, my daughter's innocence was removed. There was that whole thing about why the hell is this happening to me? I've followed everything that I was told I was supposed to do. I was listening to Spirit. I was fulfilling what I thought was my purpose at the time. And here, this horrible thing happened. And it was like, God, why are you letting this happen to me? And now, if I choose singing, I'm just like my mother. So I put it down. I put it down permanently from the standpoint of pursuing a singing career, songwriting career. And for a while, it felt like everything had been removed from me. All of my joy, all of my passion, all of my happiness, and every stable thing I knew. But that was the beginning of a huge transformation and breakthrough for my life. It was a breakdown. And that passion was replaced with using my gifts to help other people. That passion, while it took a few years to figure out exactly how to make that work, was replaced with something so much greater than I could have ever, hi Cindy, ever imagined. So, but if you'd asked me during that time before I found my purpose and my real why and what I was brought here to do, standing in my own divine strength and wisdom and being able to channel Spirit the way I do for you guys, like if you'd asked me during that time, I would have probably said the same thing. Everything I loved leaves. I used to believe that. Everything I love leaves or dies. Everything I love is taken away from me. So why bother, right? And I believed that all the way up until and through and beyond when my daughter was hurt. And I can't rely on anybody and I'm never going to be happy. I used to believe that. And I would do thing after thing after thing and everything would just fall apart and blow up in my face. But now, and over the last 25 years, life's been friggin' good. Life's been amazing. And I don't miss, like I can still sing, and I can still write songs. But instead of creating that, I create other things. I get to sing for fun. I get to do that and fulfill that, But was I meant to be a singer? I don't think so. I don't think there's any mistakes. You never really lose anything because anytime something leaves your life, it is replaced with something greater as long as you're willing to accept that there is something greater and find that, right? And I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but that is the truth. Can't feel that way though until you find what that replacement is, until you grieve the loss of. And it took me years to grieve the loss of what happened with my daughter. It took me years to grieve the loss of my singing. I didn't want to sing. I hated it after that. I blamed myself for being in the studio. And everyone blamed me for being in the studio, even though how was I supposed to know? And I lost my why then too, because my why was all about singing and writing and making music. I lost my why back then. My why had to change from horses to music to being a mom. My why was totally replaced by being a mom. And then that was even expanded upon and changed. And the mother role then became not just being a mother to my daughter, but being a mother to many. And then I started to meet all these kids and youths that were abused and molested, and they became like foster children to me. I raised a couple of them as my own. And still, I feel like that a lot of times, even though I'm only 52, for the last almost 20 years, it's been like that with the people that I talk to and counsel and give readings to and teach, that I'm at some level, on a spiritual level, like, a mother spirit, right? Like my dog was to me, who healed me. That's what I feel like. Like, that's still my why. Put that energy out there, the goddess mother energy, and that's why I do what I do. It's what drives me. It's what gives me my inner strength. That's what we need to find. And if you've lost that, then obviously it's harder to get through the day, to get through the frustrations, to get through the challenges, to get through the blocks, to get through, you know, the chaos, the drama, the confusion, the ups and downs of life. We have to know, why are you doing what you're doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? What's my why? What drives me? What motivates me? And what fuels me? That's all that you need to know. And if you can figure that out and really hold on to it, you're going to find that no matter how freaking tired, because I'll tell you what, no matter how tired I am at the end of a day, if my kid, one of my big whys, wakes me up at midnight and says, Mom, I don't feel good, I will drag my ass out of bed and take care of her, even though she's 17. I will. Like, and I get the energy just because that's my why. It's my why. It's why I do everything I do. It's the same with my dad. I will change my diet, my whole eating lifestyle, because my dad has a health emergency. My family is my why. What's your why? Find that, and it will be so much easier to handle life. All right, I'm gonna try and read comments, but I'm gonna have to bring the computer up because I can't see. My why is giving tarot readings. So amazing things have happened every single time. I love trusting spirit. The giving of the tarot readings is the what. What is your why? Do you see what I'm saying, you guys? Like, we do that thing where we focus on the what, and we mistake the what for the why. Giving tarot readings is an action. Just like I create all this stuff, that's what I do. That's not why I do it. It's the what. It's the how I express my why, but it isn't my why. Why are you doing it? Because I'll tell you what, doing readings is wonderful and it's fun, but it can be draining as hell, Kim. I've done readings now professionally every day, it seems like every single day for close to 20 years. And it was never the why. Giving the readings was never my why. Because a lot of times people ask really mundane, lame questions. It's the what. I mean, the why. My why is because Spirit asks me to, because Spirit wants me to give forth truth and give energy and calm and uplift, right? I know a lot of people that give readings for the wrong reasons. Their why is messed up. I just posted something in Burning Gold the other day that proves my point on that one. All right, let's see what other comments I missed. I know a lot of people that give readings that it's totally based on ego bullshit. Let's see, what else did I miss? You don't know why you're doing. And see, that's just it. Kind of proves my point too, right? And the message. We lose our motivation when we don't know why we're doing something. So let's go back to this, because Spirit's circling me back around. I do a lot of counseling with people and coaching with people, especially when their relationships are in crisis. And unfortunately, or after they've left a relationship, they're grieving the loss of a relationship, they're going through a divorce or whatever. Unfortunately, a lot of times a relationship breaks down, hits the skids, because one or both partners forgot the why. Why did we get married? Or why are we together? When that happens, when you forget your why of being in a relationship, or you don't have a why anymore, why you're there, there's no more point to it, there's no motivation to make it work. There's no motivation or energy to see it through. But when you know the why is because you love that person, because you're committed to that person, because you just can't imagine anything other than having that relationship work, then you can make it work. Then your why is firmly in place. But when you forget, can't find the motivation, can't find a way to be nice anymore, to work through the problems anymore, to go through the ego bullshit anymore. Like, that's when relationships end. So we run into things in our lives where, we do get worn out, and we do focus so much on the what of something or the how of something, and we get lost in it. And that's the mundane part. We need to get back to my why. Why am I doing this? Why do I wake up at 5 a.m.? Why do I eat the food I eat? Why do I do the job I do? Right? Why? Why do I do everything I do? If your why is firmly in place and it's for a good reason and it's life-affirming and life-giving, you'll be able to have the strength to get through. Maybe you'll be frustrated. I know even with my kids, there have been times where, and I give and give and give to my kids, but there are times, especially when I feel like they're being unappreciative or disrespectful, which rarely happens with my youngest, but it happens. Every now and then my ego pops in and is like, why are you doing this again? But I'm not doing it for their appreciation. I'm not doing it to get anything back from them. I'm doing it because that's my gift of love to them. And if we remember that too, that it isn't what am I getting, what am I giving, and why am I giving it, then we won't ever feel like we're being used and abused. My why is because it raises my vibration and brings about a feeling of peace. Yeah, you're your mother's why too, Lillian. I think it's beautiful that's, that is one of the reasons why back in 2004, I invited my dad to live with us, is because he had gone through a divorce. He was going through throat cancer, and he's the kind of person, he's a water sign, Scorpio. He's the kind of person, he was getting sick and kept getting sick. He needs people to take care of. He really does. His water sign, super sensitive. He needed someone to look after, someone to take care of. Without that, there wasn't a reason for him, So we're his why too. Apparently, we're his why. I am, my daughters are his why, that he still keeps going and he keeps fighting. I counsel clients and help friends through emotional issues because it's my vehicle to love others. It gives meaning to my life. And if that's what your why is, it's easy. It's easy to get up in the morning. It's easy to go to work, even when you have to deal with troublesome clients. Your mother's a Scorpio. My oldest is a Scorpio. My dad, they're born a day apart, like a day and 50 years. And it's interesting to have two Scorpios that are super important in my life, but then I have Bella, who's an Aquarius. Scorpios are intense people, but they're loyal and they love big, right? Like, seriously, they get hurt really big too. So find your why, peeps. Find your why. Figure it out. If you've lost your reason for why you do what you do, why do you get up in the morning? Why do you bother? If you've lost that, then you need to stop everything and meditate and journal and really take a time out and ask that question. Why do I do what I do? Why do I work the job I work? Why do I live where I live, right? Why do I continually do these things? Because when you know your why and your what is in alignment with your why, it is so easy to be in the mode of creation all the time. And when you're in the mode of creation, and life affirming creation that gives out the energy of love, you get regenerated really quickly. I'm not going to say you never have days where you need to take care of you and take a time out. You do. But on the days where it's really tough, like the days where I'll pull 16, 17-hour days straight, I know my why. So, when I'm in the midst of like needing my second pot of coffee for the day to kick that second half of my day, like get through it, I know why I'm drinking that coffee. And I know why I'm dedicated and committed to seeing what I'm doing through. And then I have the energy to do it. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope I was able to deliver that. It's hard. It's hard when I can't see the comments, but I'm done with work today, and I don't want to go back to my office and my computer, because if I do, there's always 10 things I could find to do. There's always constantly stuff I have to do. I hope I will find my way again. Can we do that in a session? Find your why? Absolutely, honey. That's easy stuff. We can actually, if enough of you in Charm Life want to go through a whole coaching session around the why too, we can do that. Honestly, like that stuff's easy, really easy. It's just, we've got to remove the layers of things that we are doing because we feel like we have no choice, right? We have to remove those layers to get to the why. I did a lot of things before I found my different whys in life. I did a lot of things that I hated. I was in relationships that I didn't want to be in because I thought I had to be, until, I started to learn the principles, this universal principles and all of that. And the more in alignment I got, the easier it was to always find the why. Always. You want the why coaching? Okay, you guys have it. We can do that one on Thursday, this coming Thursday, Lisa and Lillian. Because, yeah, I'm really flexible with our Charm Life coaching. There's plenty of time for you guys to keep going through the exercise. The last session we had was pretty powerful. So, yeah, we can do it in Charm Life. I don't care. You can cover whatever you want. You guys just have to remind me. I'll write myself a note. But, yeah. But for the rest of you, meditate. Write it down. Really, if you would take the time to just ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I working this job? Why am I living in this house? Why am I living in this city? Why am I eating what I'm eating? Why am I exercising? Why am I not exercising? We always have to find that why and that payoff. And when we do, everything equalizes. But we have to find the why that lights our hearts on fire, that expresses our true nature and our authenticity in such a way nothing else does. That is the way you live a life that's fulfilling. That's how you get through those crazy, crappy days. That's how you deal with, disruption and chaos, right? That no matter what, like for me, circumstances come and go every single day. And this energy, it's a ride. It's like up and down and up and down and up and down. And it's been like that, and it's been intense. But it's really easy to ride through the currents when you know why you're doing it, right? Seriously? If any of you, I like to paddleboard when it's warm and when it's summer. And we went to paddle out in the Sound here in Washington. Oh, look, it's my other child. And we were playing in the waves. It was a lot harder than doing it on the lake. Usually we paddleboard on the lake, and the waves just kept coming and coming and coming. And at some point, I did ask that question out loud, like, why are we doing this? This is really, this is not fun anymore. Like, why are we doing this? Riding these waves and trying to paddle beyond the shore and get nowhere. Like literally we were paddling, and we were just keep getting pushed back to shore. And eventually there was no reason for it. It sounded fun. And one of the reasons I think I came up with while we were doing it that kept us out there a little bit longer why we did it was we wanted to at least try. It wasn't a strong enough reason to motivate me to stay out there. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Let's go to the lake next time. Like, no. And you have to be okay with that in life too. Like, just because you go and do something and you try it doesn't mean you have to keep doing it, especially if you don't like it. Yep, what's the payoff? We all have a payoff, you guys. You know, there's a payoff. I used to say this a lot about my mother too. Like, I always wanted to know, and it's something I asked Spirit about, like, why is she always sick? Like, what's the deal? And that's one thing Spirit asked, what's her payoff? Well, in her being sick, she didn't have to work. Interesting, because as soon as my stepfather retired, all of a sudden a lot of my mom's health issues cleared up. She gave herself permission to not work since he was retired, right? Then a lot of her symptoms just sort of cleared up and stopped. And suddenly she had the energy to do all kinds of things. The payoff of being sick, though, for her and her mind was that she didn't have to go out and fulfill a job 8 to 5. Crazy, the payoffs we come up with for shit. But, you know, I mean, for some people that stay in abusive relationships, people ask me all the time, why won't they leave? Because there's a payoff. There's a financial payoff. There's, I don't want to be alone payoff, so I'm not going to be alone. We all have a payoff. We all have our why. But if the why isn't something that expands your heart, that makes you come alive and fills you with passion, you're not going to be able to see your way through those days. So figure out your why. I hope that helps. And you guess she's making something to drink or something. I don't know what she's doing. She's making something to drink. Hi, Bella. So horrible that I had to do this down here, but it's her fault because she was in my room taking a bath and I didn't want the sound of the bathtub in the background. So anywho, you guys have a good night. I will see you probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm working on another training that I'm editing one right now and having to add some things to it. So I don't know if I'll be around tomorrow. And then tomorrow I am going to go and do something if everyone in the house is feeling well and it's sunny out. I'm going to go do something outside of this house for me. If it wasn't so damn cold right now, I would have gone out today, but it was cold and windy. So have a good night. Think about that. And please share this video with the people that you know need to hear this conversation about the why. If you know that they're like starting to kind of get testy and they're not really having a good time with this energy, this is a good question for them to ask themselves too. Okay? I love you guys. Have a good night. I'm going to go watch a movie now.